Hello friends, today I am going to reveal some true facts about what great managers do differently. But first of all, I request you to please share and subscribe my channel for getting my informative true facts videos uninterrupted. Now come to the subject. What great managers do differently? First, break all the rules. What the world's greatest managers do differently? I am going to tell you. I will repeat for a remembrance. Measuring a string of workplace. How do you measure the core elements needed to attract, focus and keep the most talented employees? How do you measure the core elements needed to attract, focus and keep the most talented employees? Business units were measurably more productive when employees answered positively on a scale of 1 to 5 with the following 12 questions. I am going to give you 12 questions. There are 12 questions. The most important questions. Number one question. First question. Do I know what is expected of me at work? Do I know what is expected of me at work? Second question. Do I have the material and equipment I need to do my work right? Do I have the material and equipment I need to do my work right? Number 3. At work, I have the opportunity to do what I do best every day. Number 3. At work, do I have the opportunity to do what I do the best every day? In the last 7 days, have I received recognition or praise for good work? In the last 7 days, have I received recognition or praise for good work? Does my supervisor or someone at work seem to care about me at a person? Does my supervisor or someone at work seem to care about me as a person? Is there someone at work who encourages my development? Is there someone at work who encourages my development? At work, do my opinion seems to count? At work, do my opinion seem to count? Does the purpose of my company make me feel like my work is important? Does the purpose of my company make me feel like my work is important? Are my co-workers committed to doing quality work? Are my co-workers committed to doing quality work? Do I have a best friend at work? Do I have a best friend at work? In the last 6 months, have I talked with someone about my progress? In the last 6 months, have I talked with someone about my progress? At work, have I had opportunities to learn and grow? This is the last 12 question. At work, have I had opportunities to learn and grow? Now come to the answers. Question number 1 and 2, question number 3 to 6, question number 7 to 10, question 11 to 12 and all questions. If your answer is yes for all questions, then you are on submit. If you answer only 1 and 2 question as yes, what do I get? Then another question arises. Question number 3 to 6, yes, what do I give? The question arises. Question 7 to 10, if you answer is yes, then do I belong here? Question 11 to 12, if your answer is yes, how can we grow? Yes to all 12 questions, then you want to submit. This is called a mountain climbing on workplace. I'm going to repeat this. Question 1 and 2, the question arises, what do I get? Question 3 to 6, what do I give? Question 7 to 10, do I belong here? Question 11 to 12, how can we grow? And yes to all 12 questions, that is submit. A great manager is a catalyst. Please understand, a great manager is a catalyst. Who is catalyst? Please understand the meaning of catalyst. Catalyst, ability to do 4 key activities really well. Catalyst means ability to do 4 key activities really well. Four keys of great managers. Number one, first key, select the person. Select for talent, not simply experience, intelligence or determination. Number two, set expectations. Define the right outcome, not the right steps. Number three, motivate the person. Focus on strength, not on weaknesses. Motivate the person. Focus on strength, not on weaknesses. Number four, develop the person. Find the right fit. Find the right fit, not simply the next rung on the ladder. Talent, a recurring pattern of thought, feeling or behavior that can be productively applied. That is called talent. A recurring pattern of thought, feeling or behavior that can be productively applied. Filter, a characteristic way of responding to the world around us. If it tells you which stimuli to notice and which to ignore, which to love and which to hate. It is innate to you. It is innate to you. Your filters and your recurring patterns of behaviors are enduring. Your filters more than your race, sex is or nationality is you. This is the key of select the talent. Select for talent. I am going to repeat this. Select for talent. Talent, a recurring pattern of thought, feeling or behavior that can be productively applied. Select for talent. Filter, a characteristic way of responding to the world around us. It tells you which stimuli to notice and which to ignore, which to love and which to hate. It is unique to you. Your filter and your recurring patterns of behaviors are enduring. Your filter more than your race, sex is or nationality is you. What great managers know? Key one of select of talent. What great managers know? People don't change that much. Don't waste your time trying to put in what can be left out. Try to draw out of what was left in. That is hard enough. Select for talent. Elements for performance. Talents cannot be taught. Talents, four-line highway of your mind. Talents, recurrent patterns of thought, feeling or behavioral. Talents, difficult to transfer. Talents, difficult to transfer. Skills can be taught for breaking total performance into steps. Skills can be taught by breaking total performance into steps. Skills, how to do of a role. Skills transferable. Skill is transferable. Understand. Knowledge. Knowledge can be taught. Knowledge can be taught. Knowledge, what you are aware of. Knowledge, factual knowledge, things you know. Knowledge, experimental knowledge, understanding picked up among the way. Experimental knowledge, understanding picked up along the way. Knowledge is transferable. There are three basic categories of talent. Number one, striving, the why of a person. Number two, thinking, the how of a person. Number three, relating, the who of a person. The implication is not that people cannot change. Everyone can change. Everyone can learn. Everyone can get a little better. Everyone can get a little better. The language of skills, knowledge and talent simply helps the manager identify where radical change is possible and where it is not. How managers find great talent? Know what talents you are looking for. Study your best people. Key 2. Define the right outcomes. How to manage by remote control. Manager's dilemma is there. How do you retain control and focus people on performance? When you know that you cannot force people to behave in the same way. Define the right outcomes and then let each person find his own route towards those outcomes. Define the right outcomes and then let each person find his own route towards those outcomes. Define the right outcome. I want perfect people. My people don't have enough talent. Some outcomes defy definitions. Trust is precious, it must be earned. Forcing your employee to follow required steps only prevents a customer dissatisfaction. If your goal is truly to satisfy, to create advocates, then the step-by-step approach alone cannot get you there. Instead, you must select employees who have the talent to listen and to teach. And then you must focus them towards simple emotional outcome like partnership and advice. If you manage to do this, it is something that is very hard to steal. Define the right outcome. How do you know if the outcomes are right? What is right for your customers? What is right for your company? What is right for the individuals? Let them become more of who they already are. Let them become more of who they already are. Focus on each person's strength and manage around his weaknesses. Don't try to fix the weaknesses. Don't try to fix the weaknesses. Don't try to perfect each person. Don't try to perfect each person. Focus on each person's strength and manage around his weaknesses. Focus on each person's strength and manage around his weaknesses. Do everything you can to help each person cultivate his talents. Do everything you can to help each person cultivate his talent. Help each person become more of who he already is. Casting is everything. If you want to turn talent into performance, you have to position each person so that you are paying for her or he to do what she is naturally wired to do. You have to cast her in the right role or in her right role. Everything has a talent to be exceptional at something. The trick is to find the something. The trick is the casting. The trick is to find the something. The trick is in the casting. That's something. Spend the most time with your best people. Focus on strengths. Please see. Spend the most time with your best people. No news kills behavior. It is the fairest things to do. It is the best way to learn. It is the only way to reach excellence and the best way to break through the ceiling. Managing around weaknesses. Focus on strength. Managing around weaknesses. Devise a support system. Devise a support system. Find a complementary partner. Find an alternative role. Determine if poor performance is tenable. Determine if poor performance is not due to you as manager tripping the wrong trigger. Determine if it is a weakness or a non-talent. Run too far. Find the right fit. Most employees are promoted to the level of incompetence. It is inevitable. It is built into the system. The problem with climbing the ladder. One rung does not necessarily lead to another. The conventional career path is condemned to create competition and conflict. Why not create heroes? Why not create heroes in every role? The conventional career path is condemned to create competition and conflict. Why not create heroes in every role? Conventional wisdom programs implies to hunt for marketable skills and experience to climb to the next rung. This thinking is often flawed. Before you promote someone, look closely at the striving, thinking and the latent talents needed to excel in the role. After scrutinizing the person and the role, you may still choose promotion. After scrutinizing the person and the role, you may still choose promotion. Since each person is highly complex, you may still end up promoting someone into a position where he struggles. No manager finds the perfect fit every time. But at least you will have taken the time to weight the fit between the demands of the role and the talent of the person. Create heroes in every role. Find the right fit. Set up levels of achievement for every role. Set up levels of achievement for every role. For every role, define pay in broad range with top end of lower level role overlapping bottom end of the role above. For every role, define pay in broad range with top end of lower level role overlapping bottom end of role above. Set up creative acts of reward, special projects, that is a special project. In a special project, you can set up creative act of revolt. What great managers do for finding the right fit: level the playing field, hold up mirror, create a safety net. The art of tough love. Tough love is a mindset. Please understand. Tough love is a mindset. An uncompromising focus on excellence with a genuine need to care. It focuses great managers to confront poor performance early and directly. It allows them to keep their relationship with the employee intact. Even if the employees has to be let go, understanding that each person possesses enduring patterns of thoughts, feelings and behavioral habits. Managers who have to confront poor performance because it frees the manager from blaming the employees. The art of interviewing for talent is important. The art of interviewing for talent. Ensure talent interview stands alone. Ensure talent interview stands alone. Ask a few open-ended questions and then try and stay quiet. Listen for the specifics. Talent clues rapid learning. Talent clues personal satisfactions. Know what to listen for. The art of performance management. Keep the routine simple. Keep the routine simple. Meet frequently, minimum once a quarter. Focus on the future. Ask employees to keep track of his own performance and learnings. What great managers expect of every talented employees? Look in the mirror, any change you get. Look in the mirror, any chance you get, and change you get. Both are there. Muse. Discover yourself. Build your consistency. Keep track. Catch your peers doing something right. How to operate if your manager is not quite perfect? If she or he is too busy, schedule a performance planning meeting. If you are forced to do things her way or his way, tell her you want to define your role more by outcomes than by steps. If you receive inappropriate praise, suggest alternative ways. Suggest alternative ways. If she constantly intrudes, ask if I okay to check. In less frequently than current practice. If a problem are of an entirely different nature, if your manager constantly ignores you, distracts you, takes credit for your work, blames you for her mistakes or disrespects you, then get out from under her. You deserve better. If your problem are of an entirely different nature, if your manager constantly ignores you, consistently ignores you, distrusts you, takes credit for your work. This is important. Takes credit for your work. Blames you for her mistakes or disrespect you. Then get out from under her. You deserve better. What companies can do to create friendly climate for great managers? Keep the focus on outcome. Value world-class performance in every role. Study your best. Study your best. Teach the language of great managers. Master skill that senior management of a company can use to break through conventional wisdom barricade. End thoughts. Great managers make it all seem so simple. Great managers make it all seem to so simple. Just select for talent, define the right outcome, focus on strength and then on each person grow, encourage him or her to find the right fit. Completing these few steps with every single employee of your department, division or company will yield perennial excellence. Nobody said all this is easy. A great manager sometimes has to struggle to balance the competing interests of the company, the customers, the employees and even her own. A great manager sometimes has to struggle to balance the competing interest of the company, the customers, the employees and even her own. The need of the company and the need of the employee misaligned since the birth of the corporation over 150 years ago are converging. The intersecting of the company's search for value and each individual's search for identity are forces of change that have seeded into the corporate landscape for over 10 years. The best managers are those who know how to be catalyst and speed up the forces of change. The best managers are those who know how to be catalyst and speed up these forces of change. In our next video, I will give you some other aspects of how to manage the people. Thanks.